Hello guys, this is IP Tech here and I'm back with another video. This video is gonna show you how to upgrade your graphics card or how to replace your graphics card if you want a more powerful one, and this is mainly gonna apply to people that have maybe a pre-built system that's got outdated graphics, because usually pre-built systems do come with not that good graphics cards, but that's gonna depend on how much money you spend on it. So if it's a cheaper pre-built, most likely the graphics card is not going to be that good, and if you want some more performance, then you might wish to upgrade your graphics card without upgrading the whole system, as that's going to generally give you the most performance performance for the money in terms of gaming performance. And this is going to be purely for gaming performance if you want to upgrade your graphics card, as that's what decides the graphics performance more than any other component. And if you want to upgrade it, or if you want to spend some money on some new graphics card and you don't know how to actually upgrade your system as you haven't done it before, then I'm going to show you how to do it. So right in front of you, here we have my computer, and at the moment I'm in the process of swapping out my graphics card and upgrading it for something better. And you might know, if you watched my R9 380 unboxing, in which I unboxed the new graphics card that I'm going to replace my GTX 1050 Ti with. So I'm just gonna go show you how I'll replace the card and how you can replace it. So in my case might be different to yours, but the same principles should apply. So let's get on with the video. So firstly, you just have to undo the screws for the front panel, and these can either be thumb screws like I have right here, or which can be undone with the thumb, or they're gonna be actual proper screws which you might need a screwdriver for. And if that's so, then you just need to get a standard 2 Phillips screwdriver and unplug, and in order to unscrew them. So after you take out the side panel, you'll be presented with the system, and you should see down here, turn on the flash so you can see better. So you can see here, this is where my graphics card is, right here in this space. It's the GTX 1050 Ti from EVGA. It's the short version, so it's only a tiny card, and we're gonna replace it. In this box right here I have the new R9 380. So it does come with screws up here that you need a screwdriver to you're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver to undo. These again are thumb screws, but I did tighten them when I installed the graphics card, so you need that. But first, before you do that, make sure the latch inside, there's a latch that you need to pull open, as that locks in the graphics card to the PCIe lane. And if you don't do that and you try pulling it out, you could damage the card and damage the socket as well. So you need to do it before you do anything else. Once you have the screws open, unscrew them in. All you just have to do is just pull the graphics card. Make sure you don't touch the PCB. If it doesn't have a back plate, the PCB on top is going to be open. Make sure you don't touch a lot of the components. Or if you do that, then make sure you touch the case anyway, so you don't so you discharge any static you have on you, and don't damage the components. You just do it by the edges. I would recommend doing it by the edges, and then just wiggle out slowly until it pops out. And here is the graphics card I have at the moment, and you can see this is the EVGA G4 GTX 1050 Ti. It's the super clocked edition, and you can see it's a pretty tiny card. It's only about 6 inches, and I've been using it for the past year, or a little bit over a year I think, and it's done me well, but it is showing its age, and I just decided to upgrade it to the R9 380. I was gonna go with the GTX 960. It was either the GTX 960, as I do like Nvidia and AVGA as well, but I decided on the R9 380 as it was better value at the time, and it should be performance better, and it does feature 4 GB with a pretty wide bus, unlike the GTX 960, so take advantage of all the 4 gigs of VRAM. And just move on to this. So once you have the graphics card out, then you need to get your new graphics card. Still have it in this packaging, as if you saw my unboxing, then you know that this is the graphics card I'm replacing with, and as you can see, it's about double if you compare it to the the difference is pretty big. This should give me quite a decent performance boost over the GTX 1050 Ti, and all you do is basically just do the same thing in reverse. Make sure you don't touch a lot of the components. This card does have a nice backplate, so you should be fine touching it. And what you do is you just make sure you line it up and make sure the latch is open. So it allows for it to be inside. This camera gently until it lines up. There we go. So this lines up. And once it lines up, you just push until you hear the click, meaning the latch is closed, and then you can take your screws, and then you can tighten it up. Depending on the size of the card, this could be a bit challenging. You need to balance it. There we go. And the graphics card is in, as you can see. There is a bit of GPU lag, I can see, but if you want a video how to fix that, then I'm gonna show you maybe in a future video. But the graphics card is installed, and the only thing is left is, like you see, the previous card, the GTX 1050 Ti. The good thing about it, and one of the things that sold me, was it doesn't actually have a PCIe power connector, meaning it doesn't need external power. It's powered through the PCIe lane, as it's only a 65 watt TDP card, so the PCIe lane provides more than enough power to power this card. But the new the new R9 380 does require 2 6-pins, and if you should check before you buy your new graphics card if your power supply supports it. So if you're buying the R9 380, the minimum power supply should be about 500 watts, and you should make sure you do have, it's not an old one and it's from a respectable manufacturer, as some older ones and cheaper ones might not have the proper connectors, but my one does. I think so. I already rerouted them earlier, so you can see here it's a PCIe connector, so it's a 6-pin that has an extra 2 pins, so it can be attached to so it can be attached together to make an 8-pin, which is more powerful cards are gonna require. And it's either gonna be attached, another one's gonna be attached to it, or it's gonna be 2 separate ones depending on the power supply. My power supply only has this single cable that's got two connectors on it. So these are 2 6-pins with an extra 2 pins to make 2 8-pins if your graphics card requires a lot more power. But with a 500 watt power supply, I wouldn't recommend anything that's got more than, that's going to really require 8 to 8 pins, as it's probably not going to be able to power it that well. So the way you attach it is just the connectors are actually they got different shapes, which this makes sure that you don't put them in the wrong way. So it's gonna go only one way, and that's gonna be with this clip. Does have a clip, and you can see where the clip is gonna attach on the power connector. So in this case, it's gonna be this way. And and you insert in until you hear a click. That means it's placed in. And these, if you only use 6 pins, these are going to be a bit of a problem, but. And there we go. So at the moment I've attached both the cables. I don't know how well you can see that. Let's bring it close up. So here we have the thing there. So we have both cables attached. Then I need to spend some time seeing how I can fix that, like put these in and that. But once you have that, and if you need to do that, that is. But the cable, the ports can be at different places, at the back, at the sides. It can be only one, so you need to. It's going to depend on what graphics card you get and what power supply you have as well. But it's as easy as that. You've connected it, and then you put in the side panel back on, and you power on your system and check. But before you do that, before you replace the graphics card, make sure you've uninstalled the drivers from your previous card. That's probably, it's gonna apply if you have a different, if you're switching from NVIDIA to AMD or AMD to NVIDIA. If you have from NVIDIA to NVIDIA, then you could get away with keeping the drivers, and then you just need to update and say to the system, you just need to update the drivers to the appropriate drivers for your card. If you're switching from NVIDIA to AMD, there could be potentially some interference between the drivers, so you need to make sure you've uninstalled all NVIDIA drivers if you're installing an AMD card in, just so we don't get any interference or any conflict between them. And the same applies in the reverse. And once you boot up, you just need to go to your manufacturer of your card's website, get all the latest drivers, and install them, and that should be it. You should be set and have a nice new graphics card. So this is gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I still have the upcoming performance. Difference between the GTX 750 Ti and the R9 380 that you have to look forward to, as I'll spend more time benchmarking the R9 380. I should be able to give you also a full review of the R9 380 with all of the benchmarks and all that. And this is gonna be it for the video, guys.